Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson. Today we have something massive for you. This is one of the biggest phrase collections we have ever put together in a single episode, and every single phrase in today's list is something you can use immediately in real conversation.
Yes, and what makes these phrases special is not just that they sound impressive, it's that they solve real conversation problems. When you don't know how to agree naturally, when you want to disagree without being rude, when you need time to think, when you want to change a topic, when you want to give your opinion politely, these phrases handle all of that.
We've grouped the 50 phrases into categories so they're easier to learn and remember. For each group, we'll explain when to use them, show you how they sound in real conversation, and tell you the mistakes to avoid. Let's go.
Group 1. Phrases for agreeing strongly. These are for when you completely agree with what someone said and you want to express that clearly and naturally.
Phrase 1. Absolutely. You couldn't be more right. This is strong, emphatic agreement. Someone makes a great point and you say, absolutely, you couldn't be more right. It's warm, confident, and very natural.
Phrase 2. That's exactly what I think. Use this when someone says something that perfectly matches your own view. It creates a strong connection in the conversation.
Phrase 3. I couldn't agree more. A classic, strong agreement phrase. It sounds sophisticated and is used constantly by native speakers.
Phrase 4. You've taken the words right out of my mouth. Use this when someone says exactly what you were thinking before you had the chance to say it. A very natural and friendly expression.
Phrase 5. That resonates with me completely. This is slightly more formal and shows deep agreement on a personal level. It means what you said connects strongly with my own feelings or experience.
Phrase 6. 100%. Short, punchy, and very modern. Used especially in casual conversation to show complete agreement. She's right, isn't she? 100%.
Phrase 7. That's spot on. Spot on means exactly right. Very common in British English and widely understood everywhere. She made a spot-on observation. That's spot on.
Group 2. Phrases for disagreeing politely. These are gold for anyone who wants to express a different opinion without damaging the conversation or the relationship.
Phrase 8. I see your point, but I look at it a little differently. This acknowledges the other person's view before presenting yours. It's respectful and keeps the conversation open.
Phrase 9. With respect, I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. With respect softens what could otherwise sound confrontational. It's formal and shows maturity.
Phrase 10. I hear what you're saying, but I would have to disagree on that point. Clear, honest, and still considerate. It doesn't shut the other person down, but it states your position clearly.
Phrase 11. That's an interesting perspective. I see it somewhat differently, though. You're validating their view as interesting before introducing your alternative.
Phrase 12. I take your point entirely, but there's another side to consider. This moves the conversation forward constructively by suggesting the topic has more layers to explore.
Phrase 13. I'm not entirely convinced by that argument. Slightly formal, but very natural in discussions, debates, and meetings. It expresses doubt without dismissing.
Phrase 14. I'm afraid I have to disagree there. The phrase I'm afraid softens the disagreement. It shows you're not looking for conflict, you're just being honest.
Mistake to avoid with disagreement phrases. Never start with "you're wrong." It shuts the conversation down immediately. Always acknowledge first and then present your different view.
Group 5. Phrases for giving your opinion. These make your views sound considered and confident rather than blunt or unsure.
Group 3. Phrases for giving your opinion. These make your views sound considered and confident rather than blunt or unsure.
Phrase 15. As far as I'm concerned. This clearly signals that what follows is your personal opinion. As far as I'm concerned, the best approach is to start early.
Phrase 16. From where I stand means from my perspective or from my position in the situation. From where I stand, the decision seems quite risky.
Phrase 17. In my honest opinion. The word honest signals that you're about to say what you truly think, not just what sounds polite. In my honest opinion, the best approach is to start early.
Phrase 18. It's my firm belief that... Firm belief shows confidence and conviction. Use it when you feel strongly about something. It's my firm belief that consistency is the key to success.
Phrase 19. If you ask me. Very conversational and casual. It invites your opinion into the conversation naturally. If you ask me, I think we should have left an hour earlier.
Phrase 20. The way I see it. Simple, clear, and very natural. The way I see it, we need a completely different strategy.
Phrase 21. I've always felt that. Shows a long-held personal belief rather than a quick judgment. I've always felt that kindness matters more than intelligence in leadership.
Group 4. Phrases for adding information or continuing a point. These help you build on what you've already said and keep your ideas flowing naturally.
Phrase 22. On top of that, add something extra to what you already said. On top of that, the project is behind schedule.
Phrase 23. What's more, formal and emphatic way to add something important. What's more, the evidence supports this conclusion entirely.
Phrase 24. Not only that, but introduces a second related point that builds on the first. Not only that, but the cost has increased by 30%.
Phrase 25. And to make matters worse, used when adding something that makes a bad situation even more difficult. The flight was delayed, and to make matters worse, our luggage was lost.
Phrase 26. To add to that. Conversational way to introduce an additional supporting point. To add to that, 3 other members of the team had the same experience.
Phrase 27. That's not all. Signals there's more important information coming, a great way to hold someone's attention. And that's not all. There were several other issues we discovered.
Group 5. Phrases for changing or redirecting a topic. Knowing how to move a conversation smoothly from one topic to another is a real skill that makes you sound polished and natural.
Group 5. Phrases for changing or redirecting a topic. Knowing how to move a conversation smoothly from one topic to another is a real skill that makes you sound polished and natural.
Phrase 28. On a different note, the clearest and most natural way to change topics. On a different note, did you hear about the new project starting next month?
Phrase 29. That reminds me. Perfect when something in the current conversation sparks a different topic or memory. That reminds me, I was meaning to ask you about that meeting.
Phrase 30. Speaking of which, used to connect to a related but slightly different topic. We were talking about travel. Speaking of which, have you ever been to Japan?
Phrase 31. Before I forget, signals you want to bring something important up before the conversation moves on. Before I forget, can you send me those files before Friday?
Phrase 32. Getting back to what you said earlier brings the conversation back to a point that was made earlier and deserves more attention. Getting back to what you said earlier about the budget, I think that point needs more discussion.
Mistake to avoid with topic change phrases. Never just start talking about something completely different without a bridge phrase. It feels abrupt and rude. Always signal the change first.
Group 6. Phrases for clarifying and checking understanding. These are essential for accurate communication and show that you're a careful and engaged listener.
Group 6. Phrases for clarifying and checking understanding. These are essential for accurate communication and show that you're a careful and engaged listener.
Just to make sure I understand correctly. This is a polite way to confirm your understanding before responding. Just to make sure I understand correctly, are you saying the deadline has moved?
What exactly do you mean by that? Direct but respectful. It asks for clarification on a specific word or idea without implying the speaker was unclear.
Could you elaborate on that a little? Elaborate means to give more detail. This shows you're interested and want a deeper understanding.
So, if I'm hearing you correctly, this is used to paraphrase what someone said before checking you understood it right. So, if I'm hearing you correctly, you think we should delay the launch.
Phrase 38. I want to make sure we are on the same page. A natural idiom meaning I want to confirm we both understand the same thing. Very common in professional settings.
Mary, Group 7. Phrases for showing empathy and understanding. These are what separate good conversationalists from great ones, showing you genuinely hear and feel what someone is sharing.
James, phrase 39. I completely understand where you are coming from. You acknowledge the other person's perspective or frustration fully. Very powerful in emotional or difficult conversations.
Mary, phrase 40. That must have been really difficult for you. Empathy phrase for when someone shares something challenging. It validates their experience without minimizing it.
James, phrase 41. I can imagine how that must have felt. You are not saying you know exactly how they felt. You're saying you can relate and you care.
Mary, phrase 42. It sounds like you've been through a lot. A gentle acknowledgement of someone's challenges, simple and deeply human.
James, phrase 43. I really appreciate you sharing that with me. It validates the other person's openness and trust. It encourages honest and deep conversation.
Mary, mistake to avoid with empathy phrases. Do not follow an empathy phrase immediately with advice or your own similar story. The moment right after someone shares something difficult is the moment to simply acknowledge and listen, not to redirect to yourself.
James, Group 8. Phrases for concluding and summarizing. These help you land your point clearly and leave the listener with a clean takeaway.
Mary, all things considered, a natural way to signal you are about to give your final assessment after weighing all the points. All things considered, I think we made the right decision.
James, phrase 45. The bottom line is, used to state the most important conclusion directly. The bottom line is, we need more resources to make this work.
Mary, phrase 46. When all is said and done, a reflective phrase that signals a final conclusion about something. When all is said and done, what matters most is that we tried our best.
James, phrase 47. To cut a long story short. Used when you want to give the conclusion without all the details. I had a very complicated day, but to cut a long story short, everything worked out.
Mary, in a nutshell, means in a few words or in the simplest summary. In a nutshell, the project failed because of poor communication.
James, phrase 49. The point I'm trying to make is, very useful when you feel your point has not been fully understood and you want to restate it clearly.
Mary, the takeaway here is, widely used especially in professional and educational contexts to highlight the key lesson or conclusion. The takeaway here is that preparation always pays off.
And there we have it. All 50 phrases across 8 groups. Phrases for agreeing, disagreeing, giving opinions, adding information, changing topics, clarifying, showing empathy, and concluding.
Now let's talk about how to actually make these phrases part of your natural speaking, because 50 phrases is a lot to absorb in one sitting.
The most important thing is not to try to learn all 50 at once. That will feel overwhelming and you'll end up not using any of them properly. Instead, choose one group per week and focus on mastering those phrases before moving to the next group.
Week 1. Spend time only on the agreeing phrases. Use them in every conversation you have. Practice them out loud when you're alone. Write them in sentences from your own life.
Week 2, move to the disagreeing phrases. Add those to your active use while keeping the agreeing phrases fresh.
And so on through all 8 groups. By the end of 8 weeks, you'll have genuinely mastered all 50 phrases, and they'll come to you naturally in real conversation.
Another powerful practice technique is to record yourself using these phrases in sentences. Just pick 5 phrases from today and speak 5 sentences out loud using each one. Record yourself, listen back. Notice how they sound. Repeat them until they feel comfortable.
And read back over this episode whenever you need a refresher. These 50 phrases will serve you in conversations at work, at school, in interviews, in social situations, and in every context where you want to sound confident, natural, and advanced.
Let's do a quick practice. I'll describe a situation and you use the phrase that fits best.
Ready.
Your colleague makes a great suggestion in a meeting and it's exactly what you were thinking.
"You've taken the words right out of my mouth," or "Absolutely, you could not be more right." Both work perfectly.
Someone shares their frustration about a difficult project they've been working on for months.
"That must have been really difficult for you. It sounds like you've been through a lot." Empathy phrases that acknowledge without minimizing.
You want to give your honest, personal view on whether a new plan will work.
"In my honest opinion, I think the plan needs more testing before we commit to it." Clear, confident, and polite.
You want to wrap up a long explanation and give the main point.
In a nutshell, the core issue is communication, or the bottom line is we need to act now. Both give a clean, clear conclusion.
Someone explains something and you want to confirm you understood it correctly before responding.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're suggesting we postpone the meeting until next week, is that right? Perfect clarification before committing to a response.
5 situations, 5 natural and confident responses. That's exactly how these phrases work in real conversation.
Remember, confident conversation isn't about knowing the most complicated vocabulary. It's about having the right phrase ready at the right moment. And now you have 50 of those phrases.
Use them, practice them, let them become your natural voice in English. Every phrase you own is a door that opens in a conversation that might have been closed before.
And to anyone listening who feels like their English is still at a beginner or intermediate level and these phrases feel advanced, here's what we want to say. They only feel advanced before you practice them.
After you practice a phrase 5 or 10 times, it stops feeling advanced and starts feeling normal. That's how language works. Unfamiliar first, normal with practice.
So don't let the word advanced stop you. Jump in, try these phrases, make them yours, because you absolutely can.
Let's close with a final summary of all 8 groups so you have a clear picture to carry with you.
Group 1, agreeing strongly. Absolutely. That's exactly what I think. I couldn't agree more. You've taken the words right out of my mouth. That resonates with me completely. 100%. That's spot on.
Group 2, disagreeing politely. I see your point, but I look at it differently. With respect, I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. I hear what you're saying, but I would have to disagree. That's interesting. I see it differently. I take your point, but there's another side. I'm not entirely convinced. I'm afraid I have to disagree.
Group 3, giving opinions. As far as I'm concerned, from where I stand, in my honest opinion, it's my firm belief that, if you ask me, the way I see it, I've always felt that.
Group 4, adding information. On top of that, what's more, not only that, but, and to make matters worse, to add to that, and that's not all.
Group 5, changing topics. On a different note, that reminds me. Speaking of which, before I forget, getting back to what you said earlier.
Group 6, clarifying. Just to make sure I understand correctly, what exactly do you mean by that? Could you elaborate? So, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're suggesting we postpone the meeting until next week, is that right? Let me make sure I've got this right. I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Group 7, showing empathy. I completely understand where you're coming from. That must have been really difficult. I can imagine how that felt. It sounds like you've been through a lot. I really appreciate you sharing that.
Group 8, concluding. All things considered, the bottom line is, when all is said and done, to cut a long story short, in a nutshell, the point I'm trying to make is, the takeaway here is,
50 phrases, 8 groups, endless real conversation situations covered. These are yours now. Use them well.
We're so proud of every one of you who made it through today. 50 phrases is a lot, and you took it all in. That's real dedication and real commitment to your English growth.
Thank you so much for watching English Learner Classes. We truly appreciate every single one of you who joins us and works hard to improve every day. Don't forget to subscribe to English Learner Classes for more easy and practical English lessons just like this one. Keep learning, keep improving, and we'll see you in the next lesson.